Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of One Take Wonder. That's the jingle for this episode. There's going to be a new jingle every single episode that I just make up on the spot. Today, I'm going to make the ideal draft of 3 Critical Role characters that I believe would be the strongest if they were all like pitted together in a fight. I think that's it for the very first episode of One Take Wonder. If you're still here listening to my ramblings, how long have we gone? I didn't hit record on my computer. Fuck! Welcome to One Take Wonder, where we're gonna redo a lot of this. I'm gonna edit down a lot of what just happened before, but this is still one take, and I want this episode out, so I'm just gonna redo everything, kind of. Yeah, One Take Wonder is supposed to be a little bit edited down, but I made an oopsie poopsie, and I forgot to hit record on my OBS. How long have we been going so far? This is my new camera. I'm still getting familiar with the... Okay, guys. Welcome to One Take Wonder, the show where I try and do the majority of stuff in one take. And if there's major accidents, I want to keep it in the edit. Guys, I just did the entire episode of One Take Wonder, and I forgot to record on my computer. We're gonna redo that real quick. I think I'm gonna fast forward in the edit and try and get some highlights, and maybe I'll edit some stuff in. Maybe we'll do some flashbacks. But let's fuck. Okay. Guys, I'm getting used to this new show. Ugh. Stupid! Today, I'm gonna be making an episode where I'm creating the best Critical Role draft. But I already did it, so I'm just gonna go over it again, and hopefully I can use some of the video previously. So this is actually the second take, but I'm going to incorporate as much of the first take as possible because I don't want to waste your time. You'll just be staring at me going, okay, what level is this? So please excuse it. So this is actually one take * wonder. Okay. The general idea for this is that I was watching an instance where the Critical Role cast was creating like drafts of who, if you could pick 3 of any mainline campaign character, who would you take to like have like the best fighters? And I'm pretty sure they were fighting each other. And Ashley Johnson had the very first pick. She chose Grog Strongjaw. And Scanlan instantly replied, wrong answer, the correct answer is Keyleth. And also, I think that Grog was like the worst first answer. I apologize, Ashley Johnson. I will get to that. So I wanted to go ahead and put together my own ideal draft of what I think is like on paper, if it was like equally skilled players, not necessarily like the players that we know playing them, and they were all fighting together on like an equal playing field that had like cover and like levels, and they can fly around and stuff, and they have a bunch of open space. Who would be the strongest in that instance? Let's get into it. So on this second take, I'm going to sum up the points, and if I missed anything, I'm just gonna sew it in, and you're gonna see me a lot happier and a lot more dialed in, but a little bit hungrier because now I have granola. So hang on. Oh, I have barely mulligan almond. I can be like Barney Mulligan. You know, because he almond. And also I also run my own game. That's like a homebrew campaign with my own setting. It's really cool. But I don't tape it, you're not gonna really watch it. I just thought I'd tell you. I can be like Brendan Lee Mulligan. I got almonds. Oh, also, major spoilers for all of the campaigns, and this is only including the main campaign people. Major spoilers for the campaigns. There are dramatic things that happen to characters, and just simply looking at this is going to dramatically spoil you from the story. So if you don't like that, click off of this. Go watch the next One Take Wonder. I'll see you there. Like and subscribe, please. Cool. Okay. Where were we? Can you guys tell I have ADHD? Okay. First off, Beauregard. 2014 monks are honestly not that good. They get worse and worse the further you go because they don't really deal a lot of damage, and the best stuff you're going to be getting from monks, everyone else is going to be getting like kind of better stuff earlier. Stunning Strike is like the thing that comes out of Monk, and everyone's like, oh no, Stunning Strike is too powerful. Oh no, that's the thing that Monk does. That's because that's the only powerful thing that Monk has. Stunning Strike, you cause somebody to stun until the end, until like your next turn, but you need to be investing all of your resources into it on a con save, which is like just really hard to do, especially for a lot of creatures in general. PvP is going to be a lot better. But like that's the only thing they can do, but also full casters can warp the fabric of reality and stun people as well, like more than one person. So yeah, Bo is going in not as powerful as the others. Oh, also currently there are like versions of each characters that are at level 20. There are some of these characters that are not at level 20, so they just can't really be involved in the discussion just because of how strong it is to hit level 20 and in the amount of resources you get. Like some of these people are going to be having like 8th and 9th level spells before other people. Actually, I think they all have 8th level spells, but they're not having 9th level spells, and that makes a difference. So let me go ahead and put everyone who's not 20th level in the sorry tier. That's going to be Ashton. That's going to be Chetney. That's going to be Breas. That's going to be Dorian. He has my heart, but he's not level 20. That's going to be FCG. He did not hit level 20. Spoilers! I'm gonna cut to my spoiler thing before that, because that would have sucked. If I just said, oh yeah, FCG died at a much earlier level. Okay, I'm gonna cut to that as well. FCG, not level 20. Fern, not level 20. Imogen, not level 20. But if Imogen was level 20, she'd be solid. Mollymock / Kingsley, not level 20. Orem, I love this art. Laudna, Tiberius, definitely not level 20. Bertrand Bell, definitely not level 20. Essek is an asterisk on all of this because I'm pretty sure in the Mighty Nine Ford and Jester wedding, Essek is level 20 there, but he's a DM PC, and I don't think he really... For the sake of this discussion, I don't want to include him because it's not like a player that brought this character in and they just kind of adopted him. But Essek is a Chronergy wizard, I believe. I'm pretty sure he's a Chronergy wizard. And he's got access to Dunamancy spells. Those are the best wizard spells in the game. If Essek was in the topic of this discussion, he would instantly be in the draft. This is Tyrion Darrington, and not never hit level 20. Vet did. Okay, so let's talk about Percy. Percy is a gunslinger, and gunslingers are just not as strong of a fighter subclass in general. You're going to be struggling with putting damage on the table. Your gunslinger is designed to... Gunslinger is designed to actually kind of be actively detrimental upon... It's designed to be actively detrimental to you. And while it's a very, very fun and engaging gameplay, you're just not getting as much damage on the table. And also, like, you can consistently swing a sword every turn. You can consistently shoot a bow every turn. You can't consistently shoot a gun every turn, and that's a bummer. Gunslingers are super fun to play, but not actually really good subclasses when you look at it on paper. Which isn't to say, go play a gunslinger if you want to. They're super cool, but not as strong as the others. Beth is a rogue. Veth is an arcane trickster with some wizards, with some wizard levels. Very strong. I just don't think specifically as strong as the other options, simply because she's mainly more martial oriented. And you're going to be seeing later that martials are going to be less favored in this simply because of how strong 9th level casters are. I think I'm going to put Bo here. Actually, no, I'm going to put Percy below Bo because Bo gets that really good, just really good stuff in general. Veth is going to be above Bo because Veth is a spellcaster. Vax I'm putting in here. I'm gonna cut to a lot of Vax and Vex stuff, but as a general rule of thumb, Vax and Vex are going to be I'd say pretty equally strong because they're both assassins. I think Vax comes out on top with just damage in general. Vex has more utility to bring to the table and more options. Scanlan, oh my goodness. Guys, Lorebard is insane, especially Scanlan as a Lorebard. He's got an item that increases his spell save DC, he's got cutting words, and ultimately in a PvP scenario, what you want to be messing with, and honestly just kind of any combat scenario we want to be messing with, is saves. If you're able to be actively detrimental to somebody's saves, you can put them in paralysis for a very long time. You can send them, you can banish them, you can just send them to like anywhere and completely get rid of them simply because you rolled super high on your Bardic Inspiration die. And let's see what the maximum minus to it is going to be. A D12, yeah, that's the highest Bardic Inspiration die. So imagine you're rolling for a hold person, and you roll like an 18. That's a solid save. Maybe not against level 20, but if you roll a 22 or something. And then Scanlan says, I'm going to spend my reaction and 1 Bardic Inspiration die. You roll a 12. Now you've just failed the save and you're paralyzed for a very long time, and he can just keep doing that. That's super strong, especially with being a lore bard. You get magical secrets, so you're getting like any spell you want. It is nuts. Lore bards are insane. Probably the best bard, in my opinion. Best bard, this is the new bard. Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. We're not talking about you yet. Yeah, 2014 bard. Yeah, Lore Bard, Eloquence Bard is strong. All the bards are good. They're all great. Scanlan, though, strong as hell bard. Matt Mercer has gone on record that he regrets giving Scanlan a magic item that just increases his save DC by 1 because of how strong that is, especially on a Lore Bard. Let's talk about Jester. Jester is a cleric, and clerics, next to wizards, I believe are the strongest classes in the game. They can get away with so much stuff, and she's level 20, which means you get instantaneous divine intervention, which is just like, it's very, if there's a GM running these scenarios, it could be like, yeah, I'm going to kill them all. I don't think you should. I think you should make it as interesting as possible. But like, the problem with Jester is, and I'm gonna cut back to my crazy rant about Trickster Domain Cleric, because what were they cooking when they made this subclass? First off, Channel Divinity spends your action, and you need to concentrate on it. So it's spending your concentration when you could be concentrating on like so many great stuff. There's so many great 9th levels, there's so many great 8th levels that you could be concentrating on, especially as cleric. They're going to be doing so much more than what this is doing. So you can, as a bonus action, you can move the illusion up to 30 feet, you can see, must stay within 120 feet of you. Okay, so you can spend a bonus action to move it, and you can cast spells as though you were in the illusion space, but you must use your own senses. Additionally, when both of you or your illusion are within 5 feet, I can't talk. When both you and your illusion are within 5 feet of a creature that can see the illusion, you have advantage on attack rolls against that creature, given how distracting the illusion is to the target. So you're spending your concentration to put an illusion next to you, and if you're within direct melee range of somebody, you're getting advantage on your concentration, and you're spending Channel Divinity to do it. That's terrible! You've got literally anything else. Like if you're in combat and especially just kind of like in a D&D day, if you know that like this is your only combat of the day and you're gonna go to sleep after this, you're gonna be blowing all your best spell slots. So why would you be spending your action to gain concentration on this, spending your channel duplicity just to put up an illusion that'll maybe eat one attack? And then sometimes you get advantage. It's so dumb. It's such a bummer because Trickery Domain could be so cool. And in 2024 5e, it's really cool. Like you put it up, I think it's a bonus action. You get like you basically get everything that Invoke Duplicity does. It's kind of like an Echo Knight Echo in a way. It's way better, and it solves all the problems that I have with Trickery Domain. Let's look at Channel Divinity Cloak of Shadows. Action: become invisible until the end of your next turn. Do you know who can do that? Do you know who else can do that as a racial feature and not a subclass feature? Caduceus! He's a Furbolg! He gets Hidden Step! That's exactly what you do on your bonus action! Why did they do this? I mean, it's 6th level. They should have made it like crazy, like, I don't know, you get like greater invisibility or something. I don't know why on subclasses like this, people are trying to pull punches. And I'm sorry I'm like getting really negative about this. It's never been my goal, like with my channel, to get specifically like negative or heated about things. I just want to talk about stuff I enjoy and positive things. But oh my god, Trickery Domain sucks! Yeah, but a Dominate person is good. I think that's already on the Cleric spell list. It's not. You can get Dominate person. That's cool. You can get Polymorph. That's cool. Dimension Door. But come on. Like, Divine Strike, 8th level. So you're gonna be hitting with your attack. You don't get an extra attack, you just get one attack. You're spending a weapon attack when as a cleric you can be doing so much better things than attacking, especially since you don't have extra attack. The train's coming by. Divine Strike, it's miserable. It's better in PvP because not a lot of people actually have resistance to poison damage. Poison damage initially sucks. I can write it off for this PvP, but this is such low damage for 8th level. Anyway, 17th level, Improved Duplicity. You can create up to 4 duplicates of yourself instead of 1 when you invoke Duplicity. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move them. So you get extra illusions, and maybe they're going to eat up like a couple of actions, and sometimes when they're near you, you get advantage on attack rolls. It also, it says given how distracting the illusion. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's just flavor. Never mind, ignore me. 17th level, you just get more duplicates, and it's on concentration. They should have just made a non-concentration, and like, I don't know, like, I don't like it, guys. I don't like it. I want to love Trickery Domain so much in 2014 5e. And Jester is like such a cool cleric and such a cool Trickery Domain cleric, but she's not a good character. Laura Bailey is a great player. She's great at playing the game. She's great at combat. And like, she just makes it work. It's not good, especially compared to Caduceus as a Grave Domain cleric. Caduceus, I believe, is very, very strong in this draft. Can be slotted out with Scanlan at the top here, but Caduceus is nuts. Grave Domain, whatever Trickery Domain gets, Grave Domain gets that. Like, it is insane to look at their levels next to each other, what Trickery Domain gets and what Grave Domain gets. First off, Spare the Dying cantrip. That's fun. It's 30 feet and a bonus action. Ideally, I mean, you can just cast Healing Word, but I mean, that's a good way. That's a good way to keep somebody in the fight. It's cool, and clerics don't really use a lot of their bonus actions anyway, so that is a wonderful thing to have. When you normally roll 1 or more dice to restore hit points with a spell to a creature that at 0 hit points, you can instead use the highest number possible for each die. That is great, especially since I feel like in a lot of PvP, it's going to be racing to kill people through their death saves. So if you're able to just get people up, put them back in, put death wards on them, that kind of stuff, insane. Eyes of the Grave. This is action. Open your awareness to magically detect. Okay, this is just finding undead. That's flavor. That's okay. We're gonna be looking at this as a combat ability. This is also really cool and really effective. Just not necessarily in this PvP scenario. Channel Divinity. Path to the Grave. Holy fwickin' moly. Holy fwickin' moly. Choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you until the end of your next turn. The next time you or an ally hits, or you or an ally of yours hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage. You spend a channel divinity to double the next attack that hits somebody. You get advantage sometimes. Give me a fucking break. Anyway, Sentinel at Death's Door, level 6. Reaction. When you're a creature, suffers a critical hit, you turn it into a normal thing. Per wisdom modifier is nuts. That's going to be, at most, especially at level 20, 5 cancel out crits just by spending your reaction. And probably more, because like when you're going over to what's Caduceus's wisdom? Let me see. Okay, it's 20. He gets 5 canceled crits. That is nuts. This is potent spellcasting. It's just better than divine strikes if you don't have extra attack. We're gonna talk about this with Pike over here. Pike is war domain, right? I'm not being cursed with dumb and stupid. Where's subclass on here? Where's subclass? I feel like this is structured. Where did her additional features and traits go? So the general TLDR of that is Grave Domain good, Trickery Domain bad. Okay, you got that? Cool. It is such a good subclass. Oh my god. Yasha is the only like martial leaning. Is pretty much going to be like the only non-caster martial that I'm going to put in the Davy Wood and Complain tier, simply because Zealot Barbarian is absolutely nuts. They don't die until you kill them, and then make sure they can't rage. And that's going to be spending resources. She's so tanky. She's got brutal criticals. She is going to be a pain in the ass, and you need to spend as much resources as you can to get her out of the way so you can deal with everything else. But once you put her below that level threshold, if you're able to like paralyze her, if you're able to incap her, anything, she's out. Keyleth and Grog are the two people that made me really want to make this video in general, because Keyleth is a moon druid, and that is the best druid. It is the best druid in general, simply because of the fact that Circle of the Moon druids are practically impossible to kill. Bonus action, you get your Wild Shape. The thing about Wild Shape is, on top of your regular pool of hit points, you're getting extra hit points to whatever you're Wild Shaping in. And Moon druids specifically, I clicked on the wrong one, didn't I? I clicked on the wrong one. D&D Beyond is really confusing to navigate nowadays, guys. Back in my day, it was so much easier. Circle of the Moon. Bonus action, combat Wild Shape. First off, it's a bonus action to use. Then you're spending your action to put damage on the table. You're spending your, you can go ahead and concentrate on a really powerful spell, put up a Wild Shape. It's nuts. On top of that, you can Wild Shape into an air elemental, earth elemental, fire elemental, or a water elemental. And it's like, okay, you expend two uses of Wild Shape. That seems pretty expensive. Except if you're a level 20 druid, because you get this silly little feature called Arch Druid. Infinite number of Wild Shapes. Infinite number of hit points. That is insane. Let's take a look at it. So if you view this as like a healing thing, let's take a look at some of the strongest healing spells in general. You'll have Heal, 70 hit points. That's pretty good. Moral of the story is I'm pretty sure there's a spell out there where it's like you can do like 700 hit points equally divvied up between a bunch of people. You just get this at will. You get the ability to turn into a 100 hit point creature as a cantrip on your bonus action. That is nuts. Moon druids are practically unkillable. The only way I think you could put out a moon druid is by like putting down like a moonbeam on them, so that shapeshifters revert to their original form, knocking Keyleth below it's like 40 something hit points threshold into the 100 points threshold. Oh no, she's not up here she's not up on here anymore. It's around 40. Where you knock her below that threshold and then you power word kill her, or you paralyze her or something. That is the only way you can put her out, in my humble opinion. Hello, this is Purple Editing Davis from the Purple Editing Dimension. You know that this is Purple Editing Davis because everything is purple here in the Purple Editing Dimension. There's creatures out there. I wanted everyone to know that I was actually wrong here. If you were to power word kill somebody inside of a wild shape, or pretty much any shape-shifting form in general, you die, you revert to your original form, and you're still dead. So, yeah, you can actually just power word kill Keyleth whenever she's at 100 hit points or fewer in a wild shape. Okay, goodbye. Moon druids are nuts. That is like the ideal frontliner you want. That is like up in their face, dealing with just like the crazy chaos, and that it's crazy because druid is a better tank than barbarians, which are designed to like, they won't die, and especially zealot barbarians, they won't die. But like, you get functionally, you're looking at this, it's a bonus action cantrip that gives you 100 hit points. That is nuts. Keyleth is in my opinion, the strongest when it comes to just being like a tanky frontliner, the strongest out of all Critical Role characters. Next up is Ford. I'm putting Ford in. Davey won't complain. Hexblade Warlock is absolutely insane. I think Ford could specifically be built to like be a bit stronger and fish for those Eldritch Smites and fish for those Divine Smites, but the fact that he has them and the fact that you crit on a roll of a 19 or 20 means you can put absolutely insane damage on it. And he's a level 14 Warlock, which means you're getting access to like all the super crazy, like top of the level pack magic slots, and he gets the Paladin dip with the aura and that kind of stuff, so his saves are increasing. Ford is absolutely nuts. I think the only kind of detriment is that he needs to be melee attacking people, which can be a bummer, especially when if you've got like Scanlan up there, who's going to be on an arcane, he's going to be on Scanlan's hand, and he's going to be like just moving around. It sucks. But oh my god, guys, Hexblade Warlock, Paladin, absolutely insane combo. And if you pair in like Polearm Master and stuff, I played a fully leveled like Hexblade, just pure Hexblade Polearm Master. The amount of kills I stole from people, it was nuts. One of the best Hexblade Warlock is like getting a single level into Hexblade Warlock is the single best level dip you can make if you're charisma based. It is absolutely insane. Next up is Pike Trickfoot. So I learned previously that the big theme of today is that clerics have a lot of bad subclasses. This is the wrong cleric again. Clerics have a lot of bad subclasses that aren't actually that good. But at least Pike's subclass doesn't actively like take up her concentration and just like weird resources to actually get stuff done. It's just kind of like you get +10 to an attack roll. That's solid. Divine Strike. This is absolutely terrible in my opinion. What are you doing at level 17 getting resistance to physical damage from non-magical attacks? Just make it physical damage in general. You're level 17, just give it to them. You get the Guided Strike, that's very solid, and you get your extra attacks and that kind of stuff, though ideally, like, don't make melee weapon attacks as a cleric, just shoot 9th level stuff at people, just shoot 8th level stuff at people, but at least like she's got these options that are very solid. And I think if she stood next to like Ford or even like Keyleth or Yasha especially, like if you're trying to like get damage on the table and stuff, very solid. I think so. Previously, and I'm thinking about it more, I think Keyleth actually comes out on top of Jester because of that, and also the fact that they've got so many like insanely strong like vestiges of divergence. I don't think Jester has any like particularly like strong like artifacts or anything on her, so I think that's going to place Keyleth above her. Next up is Grog. Grog, don't pick Grog. Ashley Johnson, don't pick Grog. He's bad. Grog is a bad character at level 20. And like barbarians can be strong. They can put so much damage on the table and they're so tanky. But the thing about Grog is he's playing the worst subclass in the game. Berserker Barbarian. Cool, you get a bonus action attack. Pike can do that as well, per wisdom. The problem is, when your rage ends, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion. That's a disadvantage on, oh no, this is new. That's the new rules. I feel like not enough people realize how crazy exhaustion is. Okay, it's not showing it to me here, but like, it's like a disadvantage on all of your ability checks. Which can be fine in a combat scenario, but if Grog is getting like crowd controlled or something, and he has to drop his rage or something, then he has to rage again. He's going to be entering a death spiral, and they're just going to kill him before anything happens. Grog is not a good character. He's a solid character personality-wise, but rules as written, oh my god, he is so bad. Which is such a bummer because I love Grog so much, but you got to come to terms with it. Grog is, compared to everyone else, at least everyone above here aren't actively taking away from themselves with their subclasses. Like Jester is still a level 20 cleric, despite the fact that most of her subclass abilities won't really apply in most scenarios. Grog can do the same. Barbarian, you need to rage, and you're being punished for raging. You're being punished for being a barbarian. That's terrible. Don't play Berserker Barbarian. 2024 Berserker Barbarian is better because you don't take exhaustion. I hope so. Hold on, let's look. Berserker Barbarian. Yep. If you... Okay. Oh, that's cool. Uh-huh. 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 Oh yeah, if you use Reckless Attack while your rage is active, you deal extra damage to the first target you hit on your turn with a strength-based attack. And... Ooh! Oh, that's good. Oh, that's extra damage. Oh, that's really solid. Okay. If Grog was a 2024 Barbarian that was a Berserker Barbarian, this would be a dramatically different discussion. But he's not. He's playing the worst subclass ever. That's not true. Is it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's one of the worst subclasses ever, off the top of my head. Last up, Caleb. He's going in the draft. He's a wizard. He's got access to Dunamancy spells. If Caleb was not a transmute... I got granola stuck in my throat. If Caleb was not a transmutation wizard, and he was like a chronology wizard or something, or a divination wizard, he would be tenfold stronger. But he's also just a wizard in general, and specifically he gets access to Dunamancy spells, some of the best wizard spells in the game. He's a solid controller. He can put absolutely insane damage on the table, and I think he has a very solid spot in this draft. And okay, yeah, that is ultimately. I hope I'm able to edit this in a way that I want to be faithful to One Take Wonder. Yeah, that's gonna be the main lineup. Let's talk about the campaign 4 initial draft, because I'm very interested with the characters in campaign 4, because they're very new, and we're just beginning to learn like how functionally they work, what their character sheets are looking like, and we're seeing people navigate this brand new system. I don't think we should be comparing these characters to these characters because they're playing a different game. As similar as it may be, they're playing different classes, just functionally in general. So I wanted to make an initial draft just to be like, oh hey, let's see how far these guys go. Let's see what they pick up down the line and see what their builds are, and see if I'm proven wrong. Because obviously my opinion is correct. So my big picks initially, I'm just kind of looking at things. Murray's a divination wizard. Oh my god, divination wizard. Portent. I mean, I was just talking about, like, if Caleb was a divination wizard, instantly way stronger. The fact that you can control people's saving throws, You can control people's D20 tests just in general, like depending on what you roll in the day, is absolutely insane, especially for a wizard who's got access to so many insane things. Dominate person, hold monster, that kind of stuff. Murray is going to be absolutely nuts in the future. And the same goes for Hallandil Fang. Holy shit, guys. New Bard is really good. Um, and it's because of this silly 10th level feature, Magical Secrets. You've probably seen Magical Secrets on other bards where it's like, you know, you can kind of like pick like one or two spells from like any spell list. You get access to Bard, Cleric, Druid, Wizard spells whenever you reach a Bard level and the prepared spells number from the Bard's table. So whenever you pick up a new spell after level 10, you can get any of these spells. And remember when I was speaking about like how good the wizard spell list is and how many great options you have as a wizard and how many great options you have a cleric, you get that as a bard as well. It is nuts. I'm running a 2024 5e campaign and I have a bard in my party and we're at level 8. And I know when level 10 comes around, it is going to dramatically change the dynamic of how combat is working, especially since we only have 3 people in the party. It is going to be absolutely insane. New bard is such a good full caster. And if Hal is a wait, yeah, we're right Bard. This is the right Bard. This isn't the wrong Bard. If he's a lore Bard, that's absolutely nuts. I think he's gonna be a Valor Bard. I guess we'll see. Just because of like him like picking up the sword and like talking about like combat, and a lot of his performances are about like great battles and that kind of stuff. I have a feeling he's going to be a College of Valor Bard, which is also really insane. You get War Magic, something that makes Eldritch Knight really good. Um, you should probably not be attacking, but like there's some really cool stuff. If you can pick up like Divine Smite or something, I need to look about how that's worded, but like Hal could do some insane stuff while also being a full caster. If he's a lore bard, same reason for why Scanlan is strong, except he's just going to get infinitely more options. Hallandil has such a big opportunity to be the strongest character in Campaign 4, and I'm so excited to see what comes out of it. And standing next to them as a strong frontliner, I think, is going to be Valus. And that's simply because, so I was looking at Teor and Valus as the strongest frontliners. And the thing about Teor is he's Oath of Glory. New Oath of Glory and old Oath of Glory, I think, like hold very, very strong spots. They're very cool paladins. Um, you get like some temp hit points. You're going to be beefier. You've got some like really cool spells up front, like Guiding Bolt is nuts to have as a paladin. You don't have as much resources, but it's like really really cool to have. You get extra speed and that kind of stuff, and you can give speed within your aura. But Phaelus is Oath of Vengeance, and that's Channel Divinity attack. You pick somebody, you get advantage on attack rolls. What's a paladin doing? They're looking for crits. They're looking for extra damage, and the fact that you get double the opportunities, and if Valus picks up something like Elven Accuracy or something, I actually don't know when to do Elven Accuracy. If it's like old Elven Accuracy, Valus is going to be such a strong frontliner, such a crazy crit fisher. Paired with her fighting style, she is going to be absolutely nuts. So that is my campaign 4 initial draft. We got Valus, we got Murray, we got Hal. For the main draft for campaigns, we're gonna call it campaign 1 and 2, just because campaign 3 doesn't have level 20 characters yet. We've got Kiki, Caleb, Caduceus. Those are my drafts. This is going to be crazy to edit together. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for joining me on the first episode of One Take Wonder. Uh, Next episode, I think I'm going to do some unscripted research into some stuff. You ever wonder what's up with stop signs? Are they patented? Can we put them in video games? Do you need to pay somebody to put a stop sign? What was up? And also, like, what was up with on the playground in kindergarten when everyone was like, spell I cup, and like everyone knew that, but like me, I'm like in my early 20s. We didn't have access to phones. Where did that come from? Why does everybody know about that? Is it based on a media? I don't know. What about? We'll get there. Thank you for joining me. please subscribe, please like. I've got a really big show series coming on that I wanted to drop before One Take Wonder, but it's looking like a lot more work than intended. But I want to be able to drop One Take Wonder alongside because I just love making stuff as messy as this can be. Hopefully this is not a bad omen for the future. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the Davis Discombobulated channel. Go watch my other stuff. Go watch my documentary. Specifically, if you're an American and you're interested about learning more about the land that we reside on. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you again.